నెక్స్ట్ స్టార్ట్ బయోకెమిస్ట్రీ బీఎస్సీ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్. అండ్ ఇది టోటల్ అయితే 17 చాప్టర్స్ అయితే ఉన్నాయి బయోకెమిస్ట్రీ. ఫస్ట్ చాప్టర్ వచ్చేసి కార్బోహైడ్రేట్ కెమిస్ట్రీ, సెకండ్ చాప్టర్ లిపిడ్ కెమిస్ట్రీ, థర్డ్ చాప్టర్ అమైనో యాసిడ్ అండ్ ప్రోటీన్ కెమిస్ట్రీ, ఫోర్త్ చాప్టర్ వచ్చేసి న్యూక్లియోటైడ్ అండ్ న్యూక్లిక్ యాసిడ్ కెమిస్ట్రీ, ఫిఫ్త్ ఎంజైమ్స్, సిక్స్త్ డైజెషన్ అండ్ అబ్జర్ప్షన్, seventh carbohydrate metabolism, eighth is lipid metabolism, and ninth is amino acids and protein metabolism, 10th is vitamins are very important chapters for university examinations and other competitive examinations are there. And next 11th chapter is mineral metabolism, 12th chapter is nutrition, and next 13 chapter is renal function tests, and next 14 chapter is radioactive isotopes, 15 chapter is clinical biochemistry, and 16th is fundamental chemistry, 17th is solutions and definitions, use and classification, and where appropriate, and preparations and storage. These are there in solutions chapter. And first we can discuss about subtopics are there. First chapter is carbohydrate chemistry. In this carbohydrate chemistry we will learn first the definitions of carbohydrates and classification of carbohydrates, and what are the monosaccharides, what are the disaccharides, and monosaccharides are glucose, galactose and mannose, and the structures, it means there are the Haber structure also there, and and Fisher structure also there, and we can discuss. And also disaccharides also there, means sucrose, lactose, maltose, and these are the disaccharides and their structures. And next polysaccharides can be divided into two types. One is a homopolysaccharides, another one is a heteropolysaccharides. Homopolysaccharides again divided into three types. One is a starch, cellulose and glycogen. And next heteropolysaccharides is a next heteropolysaccharide example. Both homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides are examples are there, and these are the examples of homopolysaccharides, means starch, cellulose and glycogen, and heteropolysaccharides also three examples are there. And second chapter is a lipid chemistry, and what is the definition of lipids and functions of lipids and classification of lipids we can discuss. And also definition and classification of fatty acids, what are the essential fatty acids, what are the non-essential fatty acids, what are the phospholipids and their importance and their functions we can learn in this lipid chemistry. Next third one is the amino acid and protein chemistry. We can discuss general structures of what is the D structure, what is the L amino acid, what is the D and L amino acids, and also amino acids definitions and classifications and examples also there. In this amino acid and protein chemistry chapter we can learn. And third one is a peptide definitions and biological importance of peptides, and also classification of proteins based on compositions and functions and save with examples. And also discuss about the functions of amino acids and proteins. These are we can discuss in third chapter amino acid and protein chemistry. Next fourth chapter is nucleotide and nucleic acid chemistry, and we can learn some subtopics are there. First one is a nucleoside, what are the nucleosides and nucleotides, and nucleic acid definitions and types, and compositions and functions of DNA and RNA. And fourth subtopic is structure of DNA. Fifth one is structure of tRNA, and what are the functions of tRNA, rRNA and mRNA. And sixth subtopic is the difference between, what are the difference between DNA and RNA. Next fifth chapter is enzymes definitions and classification of enzymes with examples, and also what are the active sites and cofactors we can learn. And third subtopic is proenzyme definitions and example is the pepsin and trypsin, what are the pepsin, what is the trypsin we can learn in this enzyme chapter. Next sixth chapter is digestion and absorption, and first subtopic is the general characteristics of digestion and absorption, and second subtopic is the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. These are we can learn in digestion and absorption chapter. Next seventh chapter is carbohydrate metabolism. In this carbohydrate metabolism we can learn some cycles are there. First one is a glycolysis and citric acid cycle, This are we can learn. And also what are the significance of HMP shunt pathway, and what is the mean of hyperglycemic and hypoglycemic hormones, and blood glucose regulation, and also diabetic mellitus. What are the definition, what is the definition of diabetic mellitus, and classification and importance and symptoms are there in this diabetic mellitus, and we can learn in this carbohydrate metabolism chapter. And also seventh subtopic is the glycogen metabolism and gluconeogenesis. What is the mean of gluconeogenesis, we can learn in this carbohydrate metabolism chapter. Next, eighth chapter is lipid metabolism. In this lipid metabolism, we can learn the first subtopic is introduction of lipid metabolism and lipolysis, and second subtopic is the beta oxidation of fatty acids, mean the definitions and the size and subcellular sites, and activation of palmitic acid and transport of activated palmitic acid into mitochondria, and reactions and energetics. These are we can learn. Next, third subtopic is name the different ketone bodies and note on ketosis. We can learn in these subtopics. First one is a lipid metabolism, and what is the mean of lipolysis, and beta oxidation of fatty acids, important sites and definitions, and what is the mean of how much carbon atoms is present in this palmitic acid and arachidonic acid, and what are the transport of activated palmitic acid into this mitochondria, and reactions and energetics we can learn in this lipid metabolism chapter. This is the eighth chapter. Next, ninth chapter is amino acid and protein metabolism. We can learn first subtopic is introduction, transamination and diminution and fate of ammonia and transport of ammonia, and second subtopic is urea cycle. Urea cycle also we can learn in this chapter in amino acid and protein metabolism chapter. Next, 10th chapter is vitamins. In these vitamins we can learn first subtopic is definitions and classification, and also RDA and sources and coenzymes forms and biochemical functions and disorders of the following water soluble vitamins, and thiamine and niacin and pyridoxine and cobalamin and folic acid and um, ascorbic acid. In these acids we can learn in this vitamin chapter. And also third subtopic is RDA and sources and coenzyme forms and biochemical functions and deficiency disorders, and the following fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A and vitamin 17. And also we can learn in all vitamins in this vitamin chapter, and also what are the important acids are present in this chapter, we can learn completely and clearly in this vitamins chapter. Next, 11th chapter is mineral metabolism. First up topic is name the macro and micro minerals. What are the macronutrients and what are the micro minerals, we can learn in this chapter. And also iron sources and RDA, what is the functions of iron, and iron causes which type of deficiency and disorders, and in this iron excess in our body, then what are the symptoms or cause, we can learn in this completely iron in this mineral metabolism chapter. And also third subtopic is calcium and phosphorus sources and RDA, their functions and normal serum levels, and also hormone regulating their levels also we can learn in these three topics in mineral metabolism chapter. And next, 12th chapter is nutrition. In this, nutrition is a very important chapter for university exam, and also very and other competitive examination also there. And first subtopic is balanced diet, and what is the mean of balanced diet. And second subtopic is caloric value. In this caloric value we can learn the definition of caloric value, and what are the values of caloric values. In this caloric value, what is the percentage and what is the calorific value of the carbohydrates and proteins and fats, we can learn in this calorific value subtopic. And also the total daily caloric requirement of an adult males and females also we can learn. And also RDA definition, and what is the standard value of RDA for nutrition, we can learn. And also fifth subtopic is the basal metabolic rate. The BMR means basal metabolic rate. In this basal metabolic rate, we can discuss the definition. What is the definition of basal metabolic rate, and what are the magnitude of basal metabolic rates in men's and women's, and the factors affecting the basal metabolic rate also discussed. Next, sixth subtopic is the thermic effect. The thermic effect and SDA of food and definitions and the value for major macronutrients. And seventh subtopic is carbohydrates. In these carbohydrates, the daily dietary requirements and also deficiency fibers, it means the definitions, functions, what are the importance and the daily requirements we can learn in this carbohydrate subtopic. And also proteins. Eighth subtopic is proteins, and proteins definition also we can learn, and also daily requirement and biological values, and proteins used as a standard for this, and protein sources with the protein sources with the high and low biological values, and the mutual supplementation of proteins, and the definitions and examples also we can learn in this protein subtopic. And also fats, the daily requirements and essential fatty acids and non-essential fatty acids also learn, and also the definition, what is a definition of essential fatty acids, what are the functions of essential fatty acids and daily requirements and deficiency manifestation, and also what is the mean of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids and the definitions and examples also we can learn. And 10th subtopic is malnutrition. In this malnutrition, and first we can learn in this nutrition chapter what is the mean of balanced diet, and second is calorific value, and in this calorific value is present in both males and female, how much is present we can also learn in this chapter, in this nutrition chapter. And also what is the mean of RDA and basal metabolic rates and thermic effect and carbohydrates and proteins and fats and malnutrition we can learn in this nutrition chapter. Next, 13th chapter is the renal function tests. First one is name the different tests for assess the kidney functions, and second subtopic is the explain the creatinine and the clearance and inulin clearance, and third test is urinary acidification test. In this test we can learn in this chapter the renal function tests. Next, the 14th chapter is radioactive isotopes. This is a very small chapter, and the in this chapter we can learn the definitions of radioactive isotopes and what are the clinical applications and also biological effects of radiations we can learn. And 15th chapter is clinical biochemistry. 15th chapter is clinical biochemistry. In this clinical biochemistry, we can learn the definitions of acid, what is the mean of acid, what is the mean of base and pH, and what is the difference between pH and pKa, and buffers and definition, and Anderson Hasselbalch equations. And also third subtopic is the principle of buffer systems in the ECF and ICF and urine. And also fourth subtopic is bicarbonates and phosphates in buffer systems, and also pKa value, and the normal ratio of, what is the normal ratio of acids and bases we can learn. And fifth subtopic is acidosis and alkalosis. And next we can learn the normal serum levels, and the conditions, the whether they are the altered. And first one is the glucose, proteins, urea and uric acids we can learn, and second one is the bilirubin, cholesterol, serum electrolytes. These all are learned in this clinical biochemistry chapter. In topic is the normal serum level, we can learn the glucose, proteins, urea and uric acid, and also some bilirubin and cholesterol and serum electrolytes also discussed in this clinical biochemistry. Next, 16th chapter is the fundamental chemistry. In this fundamental chemistry, we can learn the subtopic is the what is the valency and what is the molecular weight, and the equivalent weight of elements and compounds, and what is the mean of normality, molarity and molality. We can learn in this fundamental chemistry chapter. And next, final and last one chapter is the solutions. In these solutions, we can learn the definitions and use and classification and where the appropriate and preparations and storage. And first one is the stock and the working solutions. Second subtopic is the molar and the normal solutions of compounds and acids like sodium chloride, sodium oxide, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, and the H3PO4 and CH3COOH. Next, third subtopic is the what is the preparations of the percentage solutions. It means weight by weight and volume by volume, and weight by volume. It means the solids and liquids and acids we can learn. And fourth subtopic is saturated and the super saturated solutions, and fifth subtopic is the standard solutions and technique for the preparation of standard solution. What are the techniques for the preparation of standard solutions and the storage and examples of glucose and albumins. And sixth subtopic is the dilutions. In these dilutions we can learn the diluting normals and the molar percentage and solutions, and preparing the working standard from the stock standard. And also seventh subtopic is the last final subtopic is the part dilutions and the specimen dilutions, and also the serial dilutions and reagent dilutions and dilution factors. In these seven topics that we can learn in the solution chapter, and these are the total 17 chapter in biochemistry in first year BSc or BSc Pharmacy or BSc Nursing. In this we can see in the 17th chapter in first year. Okay, thank you.